Alright, so I just rode to the VA hospital to check my blood, and my blood my cholesterol is back up. It's high, it's like 250. So I'm gonna have to ride a lot more. I'm gonna have to ride like man every day and watch my diet. So you guys are gonna see a lot of videos now. I'm going through big speed knolls. Yeah, so the thing is, I started drinking wine again and eating a lot of pizza, a lot of chicken nachos with cheese on top. I think that's what brought it up. So anyway, it's not too late. I'm not gonna die tomorrow. I'm just gonna go back to the salads. Good morning, everybody. I just woke up at 4:30 this morning. Yeah, that clock is not right. The clock is running slow or fast. Well, gotta have coffee. Hey, you gotta have coffee. You know, it's YouTube. You know, Peter McKenna, Potato Jet. You have to be talking fast. Coffee addicts. Sorry, I didn't want to say that. They're nice guys. But anyway, you know, my nephew David, shout out for you, in Orlando, told me that if people want to buy American coffee, the best American coffee is a Puerto Rican coffee. This one's Café Oro. They're not sponsoring this video. They're not giving me anything. I haven't been paid for this, but it's just good coffee, and you can get it on Amazon. So try it. So I wanted to do this video about shifting on the bike because my daughter was a little bit confused, and she didn't know there's certain things that you need to understand. So then I said, why not make it a public video, because some other people might be also in the same, beginners, or sometimes you've been riding but you don't really understand, or you don't have a nice easy way to shift. I actually started this video at the beach to have a better background, but it was so windy that I couldn't finish it. What's up, everybody? Here at the beach, trying to show you a nice background here on the beach. Anyway, I'll be showing you some of the footage I took over there on the beach, or Torrance Beach actually. So let's get started. Why do we need a transmission? We could all have a single speed bike and avoid all this, but what happens is it's harder to ride a single speed, because when you start, the gear is kind of heavy, and then you get to a point that is perfect. You go to like 20, and then if you try to go 30 miles, 35 miles an hour, your feet are going to have to be so fast that it's not going to be possible to maintain that. Just like a car, if you keep it on second, I mean, you could ride maybe throughout the whole city in second, but
when you come back, probably the car is damaged because you're forcing the engines too much. So let's forget about numbers now. Let's forget about, I don't want to say first, second, third gear, because we only have 2 in the front, 10 in the back, or 3 in the front and 9 in the back maybe. If you have one that is at 1 by 11 or something, then this video is not relevant for you, because you're just gonna switch the back to make it easy for you. Okay, so transmission makes it easy for us to start or go up a hill, or go faster when you go down a hill, keeping the same cadence. That's the other benefit. Cadence is the RPM. How many times you're gonna go once around. I mean, how long it's gonna take. And you want to keep it usually around, 80 to 100 or something. The only thing you need to know is that in the front, start with the front, the small little wheel, let's just call it wheel. I know they have names, but we don't want to get into the technical, is easy gear. The big wheel, this one, is a hard gear. This is what is confusing. In the back is the opposite. Okay, so just remember that. If you don't learn anything else, just remember that small, easy, big, hard. Here is the opposite. Small, hard, and bigger is easy. So that's, I think, what's confusing about the shifting. And even professionals sometimes have problems, because if at a race, if you're going up a hill and you forget to shift to a easier gear, you might have to just stop and, or the other guy's gonna go by you, because the gear is gonna get so hard that you cannot keep the same cadence or the same speed. So that's one thing. Learn that. Now let's go to the shifters now. This kind of shifter has 2 things. The long one, this one, which is the whole thing when you move the whole thing, and this one, which is the other way. Okay, so when you go like this, you're riding, you go like this. It doesn't matter if it's in the back or the front. You're gonna go to a bigger wheel. Let's call it wheels. The gear. And if you go like this, you're gonna go to a smaller. And also remember that rear is on the right, so that's a way to remember that. So there's also this kind of shifter where you have one in the back, you push this one, and one in the front, which you pull. And this is to go to the bigger wheel. This is to go to the smaller wheel. Usually we don't use the extreme one unless you're going very steep, and you don't use the very small one unless you're going very fast. Most of the time you're going to be in the center of this, and if you stay in the center, you can use any of these, either one, the small or the big. Just don't cross chain. Like, that means using the big one in the front and the big one in the back, okay, or the small one and small. So you don't want small and small, big and big. And basically that's it. Okay, so let's apply it to the road. Now you have to anticipate before you get to a hill and switch to the easier gears. Before, just like 10-20 feet before you start climbing a hill, go down, because then that's going to give you a faster cadence, and then you're not gonna have to stop in the middle of the hill. And also, if you're going up, you put the small one in the front. And now when you're gonna go downhill, you do the opposite. You put the big one and you put the small one here. And that's about it. Just don't cross chain, anticipate, don't wait until you are. This is something that it's like a habit you develop. You just don't even think about it. You just, when you're gonna stop, I usually just shift to the easy gear at a light or something. I just automatically do it because I've been doing it for so long. because what happens if you leave it in the high gear or the hard gear, let's call it hard, or big and small here, it's gonna be so hard to start that you're gonna be like this. You're gonna be like, it's dangerous, you know. The cars might hit you. Well, the last thing that I want to tell you is to always keep the chain clean, not like this one. I should have cleaned my bike before doing the video. I have to wash it and oil it. Okay, just keep it clean and oiled, and it will last a long time. So, and like I said, don't shift under stress. Don't put a lot of pressure here and then start to shift before. Yeah, so let me show you some of the beach footage that I got. Thank you for watching.